Hello there, my name's Mott and I'd like to introduce you to this video insight to the London and South East Classic 1997 season. 1997 is a very special year for the club as it's celebrating 10 years, where it has grown and grown and grown into one of the premier classic clubs in England. Doug and I will be convoying the Pigeons and hope to show you some of the liberations and winning lofts.
Well, it's the first race. This is Sutton Football Club, the main marking station, and the Pigeons are going to Alencon, and it's a record entry on the 2,500 pigeons. The club has 3 marking stations, one at Stevenage, one at Gravesend, and this is the main one at Sutton Football Club. And the club couldn't ask for better premises than these. Absolutely wonderful place to mark pigeons. This is Doug Went, Chief Convoy, and a few of his helpers. Well, it's Saturday morning and the pigeons have arrived at the starting gate for the first race. This site at Alencon is very nice, plenty of space for the birds to clear. This is the general view of the Alencon site. It's nice and roomy for liberation. Very nice lib. That's 11:30 liberation in the southwest wind, and 2,500 pigeons have cleared immediately. Today we've come to Staines near Heathrow Airport to visit C. Tote, the club's 1997 Alencon winner. Good morning, Steve.
Good morning, Kate. Nice to see you.
Congratulations on winning the Alencon race last week.
Thanks so much.
This is your Alencon winner then, Steve?
Yes, good.
What family is he?
It's a Van Bruin.
Yeah, he's raced on the
natural system, yes. It's only a year.
How was he sitting last week to win the race?
He was on 2 days old baby.
Yeah. What was his build up to the Alencon race?
Only training, never the race in his life.
That was his first race of his life?
First race in his life.
It's big race marking day. We're back at Sutton and this is marking for the Po Classic.
94R88374.
The club's seeing new records with this race, with nearly 850 pigeons being sent. Another milestone for the club. We've arrived at the Po Liberation site 22 hours after leaving the Sutton marking station. We've arrived here in perfect weather conditions. Visibility is very good and the temperature is just beautiful. Ideal conditions for racing from 550 miles. This is a general view of the Liberation site. It's a small car park area which belongs to the Council Camping and Leisure Centre. The transporters pull in the middle of the car park to liberate, but I think it's a very disappointing sight, and that on the edge of the car park there's football pitches and very high lamp standards and wires. It's top up time for the pigeons. In this very hot weather, water is very important, In fact, we stopped for 2 hours at Nealt on the way down to walk the pigeons. What do you think of the site here then, Dougie, at Poe?
For a classic liberation site, I would classify it in category of diabolical.
Yeah, it's not very good. I was very disappointed when I come here. I couldn't believe it actually. There's wires and lampposts and all sorts in the way, isn't there?
The thing I don't like about it is that there are too many obstructions in the immediate vicinity, and the birds get bust up at ground level. The convoy, instead of sweeping round Poe in a nice big circuit all in one kit, it's impossible to get that type of thing here. The birds get bust up into smaller batches. That in itself I don't think constitutes towards giving fair racing.
This is 4:45 on the Saturday morning, and it's still not decided whether we're going to liberate or not. We're still awaiting some information from race controller Steve Appleby. The Poe Classic is on. Pigeons are up at 6:20 in a variable wind. Today we've come to Hawley, which is near Gatwick Airport, to visit Callum Edmondson, who won the Poe Classic in great style. Good afternoon, Callum.
Good afternoon, Keith.
Congratulations on winning the Classic Poe race.
Thanks very much, thank you.
How long have you been in the sport?
All told, about 22 years.
Yeah, and what sort of racing do you like?
Classic racing only. I've never, since I started on my own, I used to fly with my dad. I've been here 4.5 years. I've never raced in a club race. I don't belong to any club. I just belong to the London South East Classic and the National Flying Club and the British Barcelona Club, which I joined this year. This is my Poe Classic winner, a dark checker hen that won the Classic last week, only 6 on the day. Basically her breeding is Bushart from Bradley Brothers. My father bred it. It's out of a very good cock that we flew together that won the Solent Fed with 6,000 pigeons away by about 60 odd yards a minute. Its mother was also a very good winner, especially around about the Nance sort of distance.
Has she won anything previously, Karen?
She was 28th Open Poe Classic last year on a very hard race where there were no pigeons on the day. That was in a northeast wind, and she was second section British Barcelona Club Nance this season in a very strong northeast wind, which I thought was a particularly good performance on the day.
Fantastic. Well, how was she sitting when she won the Classic last week then?
She was sitting with her eggs due to chip on the day of the race.
Well, we had a good run down here to Angers, and we arrived at 3 o'clock in the morning, and to our surprise the liberation site is in a supermarket car park. The supermarket's just opened up. It's about 8:30 their time. Our convoy for this race is 1,300 pigeons. The wind is in the southwest, but conditions are not quite right for a liberation yet. But what's worrying me is the fact that this car park's filling up with customers for the supermarket. This is the general view of the liberation site. The shopping precinct and supermarket. 1,300 pigeons liberated at 8:20 in a southwest wind. Today we've come a few miles out of Dorking to the home of Alistair Muir, the 1997 Angers Yearling Derby winner. Good afternoon, Alistair.
Hello Keith, and welcome to the ranch.
Congratulations on winning the Classic last year.
Very nice, and especially on a slightly faster day and from not so far as I'm used to competing, so I'm very pleased about it.
Yeah.
Okay, this is the checker cock that won Angers, 1379 yards a minute, which is a little bit faster than I'm used to winning at, but very pleasant all the same. He's a Johnny Barrow pigeon from Johnny Barrow and Mott in Blackpool, bred through his Mott combine pigeon, and I'm delighted that, having decided to go to Johnny to get one or two youngsters last year, that I've had this success with this cock.
It's the second time you won the Classic.
Yeah.
Your first one was from Bordeaux, Dax? Paul, sorry.
It's all right. Paul last year. Your memory's worse than mine, I think. Yeah, it was a hard race last year, and I was first, 8th and 10th.
Yeah.
But I sent the same pigeons back this year, and while I timed 4 on the second day, my main pigeons took some time to get back, and in fact 2 of them are still missing.
Yeah.
So it just shows you it's a humbling sport.
It is. You're up one week and down the next.
That's right.
But you've now in the unique club of winning it twice.
Well, it's very nice.
And we're back at Sutton for marking for the Bordeaux Classic.
We haven't got any 6 for these.
We've arrived in Bordeaux in the south of France, 20 hours after leaving Sutton marking station. The weather en route was really fantastic, and the weather here on arrival is fantastic. The birds were fed and watered at Calais, and we're looking forward to a good race tomorrow. This is the general view of the liberation site here at Bordeaux. There's full facilities for the convoyers, with showers and toilets, watering facilities for the pigeons, and most important, a nice open spacious car park for the birds to be liberated in. It's 85 degrees here in Bordeaux, and I think this is the most important thing, good watering for the pigeons. And half hot, mum. It's good to have my good friend Doug went back on the team again after his recent broken arm. A week after our Pau race, Doug went to Pau with the Central Southern Classic Club, fell off a step ladder and broke his arm in 2 places. There's 2 liberations here tomorrow. Our club is liberating about 850 pigeons, and the British Barcelona's club has just arrived, and they're liberating about 1,300.
He's a good looking fellow.
It's 5:30 on Saturday morning. The weather looks excellent here, and everybody's hoping for an early liberation. The Bordeaux pigeons are up at 6:10 in a northwest wind with sunshine on the baskets. Although there was no pigeons clocked in the day from Bordeaux, members enjoyed a good hard race with lots of pigeons clocked on the second day. The result was a close run thing, with the first 3 pigeons in the open result recorded at the Dorking clock station. Congratulations to Alistair Muir, who won 1st and 3rd, and bad luck to our old friend John Tarman, who lost first open by a decimal point.